All right, let's look at this headline. It's quite long, but I'll read it for you. Dems nix GOP spending bill improvements. It's popular now, but voters may regret the $1.9 trillion expense by November 2022. Who wrote that? Karl Rove wrote it, and he joins us now. Karl, welcome back to the program. It's great to see you, sir.
Thank you, Stuart.
Do you think that these $1,400 checks will backfire? I would have thought they've been wildly popular.
Well, look, we're a practical people. 75% of Americans are going to get these checks. And how many of those people are going to say, why am I getting a check? I've got a couple of friends in South Carolina, two retired ladies, a mother-in-law and aunt of a friend of mine. They got their $600 checks last year, and their first response was, why did they send them to us? And think about this. The United States Senate turned down an amendment to deny checks to felons. People who've been in jail for a year. So they got in there before COVID started. They're going to get checks. College students are going to get checks. They refuse to go on record and say, we're going to deny checks to illegal aliens. So I think people are going to say, okay, fine, thanks for sending out the money, but did I really need it? And what's going to really bring this to a boil is the fact that this bill is so expensive. And people are going to say, did we really need to spend $1.8, $1.9 trillion in order to deal with an issue? Think about this, Stuart. In the bill, vaccines have between $14 and $20 billion worth of spending. If you take all of the health-related COVID-19 issues in here, it's between $100 to $160 billion total, everything. $1.8 trillion total. 8.5% or less of the bill is actually devoted to COVID. And think about this. This is an emergency, right? We spend $1.23 to $2.3 trillion this fiscal year, that is to say, by the end of September. But we spend $692 billion under this emergency bill over the next 10 years. We spend $458 billion in fiscal year 22. We spent $114 billion in fiscal year 23. We spent $63 billion in fiscal year 24 and $37 billion in fiscal year 25 and so on. Really, an emergency, and we're spending money for the next decade? And you mentioned,
yes, but you're assuming that we're all economically rational. I can easily understand. We get the economy going. I mean, it's going to go gangbusters throughout the rest of the year. And President Biden's going to say, see, we spent all that money. We spent it wisely. We got the economy to recover. I can make that case.
Well, yeah, sure they will make that case. But the ordinary good sense of Americans will say, wait a minute, I'm doing okay. Why did we give me a $1,400 check? You know, my college kid, student, got a check. The people in prisons got a check. Illegal aliens got a check. We got $350 billion going to state and local governments. And this is going to drive people up. Remember, what sort of got people energized about the 2009 stimulus bill was when they found out we gave money to Solyndra and the company went belly up. Well, under the state and local government, we got an emergency, right? So give them money. California will end this fiscal year with $19 billion in surplus, and this bill gives them $26 billion more. My state of Texas has a $1 billion shortfall for the next biennium. We will receive $16 billion. I met yesterday with some of the leaders of our legislature who are trying to figure out how do we spend $15 billion without putting it into the baseline of the budget? What are the one-time expenditures that we can spend this money on? New York City. We normally have a funding mechanism. There's $26 billion in this bill for urban transit systems. We have a normal process of how we normally divide that up among all the urban areas in America. This bill, because Chuck Schumer is the leader of the Senate, gives New York twice the normal percentage it would get out of that $26 billion. It's got to get $8 billion. It would normally get less than $4. And what's happening there? We're taking money from cities like Reno and Indianapolis and Atlanta and Oklahoma City and giving it to New York to give them twice the share they deserve to have. That kind of stuff is going to stink. And then we get down to the supplemental unemployment. You're right. We're going to have a growing economy, but you and I both know it's going to be because of the private sector. The unemployment insurance has a plus up, $300 more a week for everybody who stays in unemployment. Even the government admits that that means that over 1 million people won't be working who would otherwise be working, and that means the unemployment rate is higher than it would otherwise be. And you're going to have small business people all around the country saying, I'm trying to hire, but the government is paying people $300 more a week on top of what they normally get for unemployment, and I'm finding it hard to attract people to come to work.
You know, Carl, that whiteboard really works for you. I can't do it myself. I don't have your expertise, your whiteboard expertise, but that really works. You make a very good case.
Do you have a second more?
You do.
There's
I'll give you 30 seconds.
Bunch of stuff in there that has nothing to do with COVID. $86 billion for a union pension bailout. $4 billion for a loan program that says if you are black, brown, or Asian American and a farmer rancher, you can write off 120% of any loan you have from the U.S. Department of Agriculture without an asset test, without an income test, because of your race. And we got $120 billion for K-1 through 12 education, and the CDC says the cost of COVID to our K-1 to 12 is between 9.2 and 31 billion dollars, and we're going to shower the teacher unions with $100 billion in surplus cash that they're going to be spending for the next decade.
You're making me mad already, Carl. You really are. And I'm trying to calm down for the weekend. But that was good stuff, Carl. Good stuff. You know what you're talking about. And we appreciate you being here. We really do.
Thank you,
Carl.